Hello everyone, Craig here. Today I will explain still release or Katon, as well as swift release or Jinton. I'm gonna explain both of them in one video because there's not enough information about them, so I can make an individual video for each. Maybe still release has more info about it, but swift release literally has nothing on it. So first let's talk about swift release. We don't know the nature which is made off of, the two nature transformations, but I would assume it's made of wind and lightning. And I assume that because lightning it's usually associated with being fast, with speed, and wind it's also something that it's sometimes associated with being like fast. Like there's expressions about lightning and wind being fast, like, oh, he runs as fast as the wind, or he's as fast as the wind, or he's lightning speed, or he's as fast as lightning, things like that. Those are expressions that some people use, but you never see them saying stuff like you're as fast as earth or water or fire, So that's why I assume those two are usually or should be the nature transformations to form this Kekkei Genkai, but it's not confirmed, it's just my theory. So basically what this Kekkei Genkai does is that it makes you very fast. It's actually very similar to the body flicker. For people who don't know, body flicker or teleportation jutsu, not to be mistaken for the Thunder Jin, there are two different jutsus. The body flicker basically makes you move way faster by centralizing your chakra around just moving fast, And this Kekkei Genkai, I will assume, uses the same principles. So yeah, it just makes you move fast. And Hiruko in the movie was able to blitz Sakura like 6 or 7 times in one move. And keep in mind, this is the same Sakura who fought already Sasori, and Sasori at no point in time was able to blitz her to this extent. So you can kind of get a gauge of the sheer amount of speed he gains from this technique. The other technique, it's called still release. And actually, aside from Hattori, there's another person who has it in a novel. So when it comes to still release, we also don't know the components of it, but I will assume it has to at least have earth, maybe, and I really don't know the other. It's probably something like fire or something. We know that magnet release is made of wind and earth, so maybe it's made of the same thing, or maybe earth and lightning. I have literally no idea. But the point being, this jutsu in the movie Wheel of Fire lets Hiruko harden his skin so Sai can't even cut him. And this is very similar to what Kakazu does. If you remember his his diamond jutsu that he uses his hand, he uses on his hand, and then his hand becomes dark, and then he becomes way stronger and way more durable. It's actually very similar. And it's also similar to what Guren does in the Three Tails arc when she makes her crystal punch. There's this another dude who makes a earth punch. Deepa in Boruto uses carbon, very compressed carbon, I think, to do the same thing. And he also throws projectiles, which is relevant because the next person that has still release is another person who, in the novels, in Garahiden, he is able to make those projectiles made of steel, and then he throws them at the opponent. Basically, he does the same thing that Deepa does in Boruto. So if I didn't know better, I would have said that Deepa himself has still release, but obviously we know that's not the case. But yeah, this is about what we know about still release and swift release. Swift release, as a recap, makes you very fast, and steel release can either make your skin be as strong as steel or stronger, and can be used to create projectiles made of steel. That being said, thank you for watching the video. See you next time. Crack out. Bye.